Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of MUVE Mondays, brought to you by UfuluChild.com.
Today we're going to dive into holistic wellness remedies for stress-related health issues, as well as ways to transition into healthier eating habits.
Get up, everybody move!
There is a nest. And this nest is not built of twigs. This nest holds everything in it. Everything that you have ever been and will ever be and are currently aware of is what makes this nest. Everything that yourself is aware of. And I invite you to awaken to your self-aware nest. Break the shell and fly on your truth to your destiny. So, welcome to MUVE Mondays, where you get answers and solutions to your top wellness concerns. And we're not here to teach you so you can learn, but instead here to point so you can discover.
Right on. And I want to take a moment to thank you for watching. I'm Tensi.
Soul Expression, we make up Ufulu Child, and we are freedom seekers.
So today we're going to go over questions that people have submitted about their number one biggest wellness concerns or challenges that they have right now.
Do we have a lot to talk about?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your responses. They help a ton.
Yes. Today we're going to just cover 4 questions for the sake of time. And then the next episode will keep answering your questions. So keep submitting them. So the first question is regarding stress. Yes. So I'm going to keep the people anonymous. This first person says, "My biggest struggle is holding on to stress for things outside of my control. It affects my physical, spiritual, emotional, and occupational well-being, and it's a persistent burden." And also, they gave us a little bit of insight about their goals. So I'm going to share that as well. So their goal is to live healthy, and that includes their diet, sleep, their mind frame, spirituality, and being able to identify and change negative influences, in their words.
And that's a very, very great goal to have if you feel stressed out, is to have your goal be centered around being healthy, feeling healthy, knowing that you are healthy. Once you genuinely really tap into something when it comes to listening to your body's responses to how healthy you are and where you can go health-wise, stress trickles away. I'm not going to say it's just boom, never there again, but it trickles away and you start noticing your own patterns, your own stressors that you might bring upon yourself that you might not have noticed before.
And you also realize better ways to cope with stress that work in that moment. So let's go over.
Yeah, the first remedy for anything stress-based, take time against your desires, take time against your impulses to sit or lay or stand, for that matter, with yourself and be quiet and observe genuinely how you feel, and not just in your body, but even that space behind. I feel my body. If I move my hand, I can feel my hands. They say if your feet can feel the floor, but you are not your feet, that you, in that sentence, your feet can feel the floor, but you are not your feet. You when you feel stressed, you have to be silent in order to be able to tap into the you that cannot be stressed, because really only the ego can be stressed. Only what we call the ego can be stressed. The personality
we identify with, our identity,
can be stressed. The true self can never be can never be anything stagnant, can never be anything permanent. It's always the observer, the witness. In our teachings of Kemetic EIO, with certain ways that we like to breathe during practice, and certain things that we do when we sit and we're silent and we're coming back to center, as I like to call it. We focus on what's going on right now in the moment. You might sit down to do these things while feeling stressed, and then once you're settled, you look at, okay, what is going on right now? What do I smell? What do I see? What's around me? Okay, what do I hear? What sounds do I automatically, out of habit, surround myself with? And these type of questions help bring you, what do I taste? What does my regular breathing breath taste like? No, not trying to be funny.
Yeah.
But what does, what do my senses tell me what's going on right here, right now? Is it anything to be stressed about? Right here, right now.
In the present, it's really coming back to present. And that's really the root. Starting to cultivate that awareness of self, that awareness of the infinite underlying thing that connects everything.
Some herbs that might help with stress.
Yes.
Include
blue vervain.
Blue vervain
is an herb that you can buy it dried, organic. We'll provide links, and it's basically an herb that.
First of all, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Blue vervain. We looked into it a little bit last night in preparation for this episode of Move Monday and Move Mondays, and blue vervain is amazing. It's it has the correct levels of zinc. It has some what was it, the magnesium.
So it specifically these are just a few of the properties. So its main thing is that it soothes the nervous system, and oftentimes, so the nervous system has like two different pieces to it, and the piece that's revolving around like fight or flight is the sympathetic nervous system, and then the piece that's centered around healing and relaxation, meditation, it gets you to this space. That's a parasympathetic nervous system. So it brings you into the parasympathetic and outside of just fight, flight, just continuously moving, just being stressed out. Those are high stress reactions that your body has naturally, which is good. Like if you're running away from a lion or something, or like you're about to like get hit by a car, and you gotta move. When
you come to present and you see there's a lion chasing me right now, or there's a tiger getting ready to pounce right now, you might be okay to not stress, but to fight or flight with the body.
So it makes sense there. But if you're trying to relax, if you're trying to decompress, de-stress, then blue vervain will help by soothing your nervous system. In addition to, it stimulates the liver to help detoxify your body. It reduces anxiety and depression, those symptoms, as well as specifically stress. It's also used to treat bladder infections and random things like that, and it helps with inflammation and so many other things.
So many things. This herb right here. So blue vervain, you can make it into maybe a tea.
And just drink like a half a cup, like twice a day, something like that.
If you can find it, you can consume it fresh.
You can get it online.
You can get it online
to find.
So for holding stress, a few things to take away. Before we get into that, we didn't mention the vitamins that coincide with stress.
So if you enrich your diet with B vitamins, like B complex vitamins, and those are naturally found in fresh fruits, fresh raw fruits, and fresh raw leafy greens. consume just like 40% more than you normally do.
Mm-hmm.
Just add them into your diet. Consciously start to consume more leafy greens, more raw fruits that you vibe with.
That you enjoy.
Yeah, you don't have to just find random things that you hate and try and stuff your face with them, because then no one enjoys that.
But we do encourage that organic is paramount right now, especially in the Western world.
Yeah,
for many reasons.
GMO nowadays, so try and make sure that if you do consume the fresh fruits and leafy greens, especially, that they are organic.
Mm-hmm. Because with a lot of fruits, some of the fruits they have skin, and so some of the whether it's spray or whatever they do to the soil, not necessarily gets inside of the fruit, but for the leafy green, you're spraying right on what you're going to eat and stuff like that. And so just be mindful, be intentional about be more intentional. Especially if you're trying to heal from stress, about what you put into your body, because at the end of the day, my family members used to say, garbage in, then garbage out.
Word. So, consuming things that have that are rich in vitamin B.
Vitamin B.
And in order to stimulate that, you need to activate
C.
that. Yes, you need vitamin C. So those citrus fruits,
right,
like
limes,
oranges, grapefruit, pomelos, etc. Blah blah. Even tangerines. It doesn't matter. Citrus fruits are really high in vitamin C, and there are plenty of fruits outside of just citrus. So make sure you're balancing eating between fruits rich in vitamin C and B.
Because the C will help activate the B.
Exactly.
And
that will bring down your anxiety and things like that.
And also sunlight, vitamin D.
Yeah, play in the sun.
Play in the sun, but just be in the sun as well.
Yeah.
You will see if you're able to be in the sun for 2 hours a day. While you're trying to, like I said, heal yourself from stress, you will see results in the realm of your emotional and mental runarounds, that we feel on the inside. You will see a different calm and yet still energized feeling from just being hit with this vitamin D from the sun. And not only just vitamin D, the sun is a great happifier. Happyifier. I don't it's almost like too many subtle things to talk about when you really are able to experiment. Right. So vitamin D and vitamin B enriched foods are great and paramount for healing from stress, and vitamin C helps activate the B vitamins.
So far we've talked about a little bit in terms of finding stillness, which is the root of everything, is basically balancing on that. And then and just cultivating some self-awareness of how your body is doing what it needs.
Tell your friends you're busy.
Yeah. Say, you mark it off on your calendar. Okay, every week I just cannot. I need to probably rest or just recharge. And that's perfectly fine. It's part of self-care.
And if they're pestering, well, why? Well, I'm healing right now. And it doesn't mean...
Or you can just say, because I don't have time. Because I'm busy. And you're busy taking care of yourself.
Mm-hmm. You're busy taking care of yourself. And or you can tell them that I'm healing right now. And it doesn't mean, I'm sick and I'm healing from an illness. It just means that I'm taking time to listen to what my body and my emotional body and my mental body and my spiritual body are telling me. And I'm taking time to pay attention to it and to give it some involvement, to involve myself with, like I said, healing.
So to wrap up, before we go on to the next question, we've already covered the self-awareness, the herb blue vervain, the foods rich in vitamin B and C, and going outside in the sun for some vitamin D. And then we've also got rest, and scoping out time in your schedule for self-care, because this is something that you'd have to make a priority in your life, to really see your stress levels go down and to just see your life just flourish and unfurl, and it just completely shifts how you perceive things. So those would be the things that we would recommend for the first question.
And well, that'll actually bring us right into, when it comes to rest, our second question, dealing with weight loss or weight gain, dealing with weight change.
So this person says that they've been struggling with gaining weight. They were This is another one. Okay, here we go. So this person says they definitely have reached a major plateau in weight loss, and they've been finding that balance while breastfeeding her twins has proven a little difficult. So as far as the goals, let's see, she's striving for a healthy weight. She's also striving to meditate daily and to really connect with herself and her purpose.
And the first thing that I'd like to mention when it comes to weight is twofold. One is that gaining weight or having, weighing more than you might want to doesn't necessarily mean or equal just unhealthy. Just True. I'm unhealthy.
True.
There's a lot of insinuated argument for weight means unhealthy with the marketing giants.
People are counting calories like crazy people, and it's too much.
You're not crazy if you count calories, but
Touché.
Don't go crazy counting calories.
Exactly. You don't need to stress yourself out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No shade to the calorie counters out there. Stay strong.
Hope alive.
Keep your chart. But gaining weight does not equal unhealthiness. There's like she said, when we looked into really some new information for us with her question when it came to when some women nurse their children, they're gaining weight. I wanted to say that that's very normal. It's not unhealthy at all, and it happens. It's not just common; it's normal for the body to respond like that. One, because when a baby is first born, you release
this hormone called prolactin.
Prolactin,
and basically, so with this hormone being like high in activity in your body, it's increasing your appetite. So it makes you crave for food more in order to gain the nutrients that is needed for you to breastfeed your child or your twins. So it's basically like, okay, my appetite's up because your body wants the nutrients to give to the baby. To be like, yeah, I'm so happy I'm filled with nutrients now. Yeah. Some solutions or remedies that we've found for this. Do you want to start on them?
Well, so elderberry would be an herb that coincides. And elderberry is, well, hopefully you've heard of it by now because it's a remedy for a whole lot of things. But specifically, what does it say for this here case?
So for elderberry, it's anti-inflammatory. It helps with chronic fatigue syndrome. And oftentimes whenever especially when
if you have a newborn.
When you have a newborn.
Or twins,
And you're nursing and they wake up and you don't have a lot of sleep, your adrenal glands back in the back of your back, they're working extra hard because they're like, okay, since you don't want to sleep,
you have to
we
survive
have to
on
work
adrenaline.
extra hard.
Right.
Yeah, and you're surviving on adrenaline.
Right.
And they get tired too. So you start to feel fatigued. Literally, you're just drained, you're tired, and then that could trigger stress and
release the hormones
exactly
that call for the extra nutrients that either raise the capacity to store fat or raise the I need to eat feeling.
And if you're eating things that aren't super packed with nutrients, you'll just keep craving to eat more and more, and you'll just gain more weight. Yeah, that's not bad, but hey, I mean, you might as well eat things packed with nutrients.
Yeah, and the body, I want to say, the body goes through stages.
Mm.
Okay, so sometimes during a certain period of time where you're doing something specific in life, your body will respond to your environment in one way. And when that environment changes, your body will go through changes. Now, you can fight it. You can
try.
when you start, let's say, losing weight pretty fast, as within reason, of course. Then you can fight. You can try. Okay, well, I need to eat more of this, and then that won't happen. And I don't want my body to change. Let your body change. Let your body change within reason. Meaning, you listen to it. Just like in the last, you take time. What is my body saying? What is my stomach and brain communication? What are they saying to each other?
Take a moment out of your day. It could be right now. And just observe what's taking place in your body. How it feels.
And with breathing deeply and intentionally and pausing during and after each breath, you awaken your body's natural response to give the brain information for what's going on. Here's where I have tension. Here's where I have, some food that I haven't been able to get rid of. Here's where I have some mucus. Here's where I have some blockages in my blood. When you breathe and you're intentional, especially if you maybe cut off sight by closing your eyes, simple, and you cut off impulse by controlling how fast you breathe to a certain degree, so that your awareness is somewhere that doesn't have to do with what's going on outside.
Word.
Then, like I said, you open up channels for maybe stuff that hasn't been able to talk to you lately. Okay, that's going on inside of you, to give you some insight as to how you're feeling, and
activate your intuition.
And yes, and so now I would like to segue into some weight loss in general, outside of the specific case, and just some notes that we've taken down, dealing with people that would like to lose weight in the most healthy way, but in a way that they definitely will see results. And number one remedy out of everything, period, is fasting.
And that's really for any kind of ailment, illness, whatever. Whenever you're sick, you tend to go on a fast if you really want to naturally cure yourself of whatever you're sick of. It's most likely like a juice, water fast, or you might like add some green chlorophyll packed nutrient supplements in it.
So like she mentioned, there are different type of fasts. There's the dry fast, which everyone knows about, that you just don't eat or drink water either for a couple days, or maybe just before 8 o'clock, and you only have one small meal at the end of the day. Dry fast is no eating for a period of time, no drinking for a period of time.
Be careful with that.
and be careful and listen. Anything that we give you is not a sword against what your body is doing to you. What or to fight, your habits. You're not fighting against anything.
The point is to learn how to work with
yourself, and these are pointers to, this is what's going on inside of me personally. Okay, I take what's in the video, what Soul and Tensi are talking about, and this is how it applies to me, my body and me right now in time.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So, you feel me? So,
so
fasting, yeah, you can do juice fast. You can do water fast. You can do, like I said, time of day fast, and then during that period of time, you try not to eat. You only eat 20% of your regular weekly diet and things like that. You can schedule out times to
digest.
Right, to only be digesting.
That would be like an intermittent fast. Is that it?
Yes, and I was going to say, and the optimal time in between meals is actually around 6 hours for your average adult. So 6 hours before it, but it's not that. It's not that, like I said, anything that we say is to jump into this right now and do this and fight, and because that's not the point.
Different foods digest in a different amount of time depending on you. So if your diet is like just raw vegan, you really just eat fresh fruits and fresh vegetables, then it would pass through your system within like an hour.
3 or 4.
An hour even.
Sometimes.
But
it 3 or 4 for most fruits and vegetables.
So we talked about an herb, elderberry. You can brew it into a tea and drink it. You don't overdose on elderberry.
No.
Yeah, there's like no way. We also talked about fasting. Another way to fast is from, like, say if you eat meat, to work your way into a juice fast, you could just fast from eating red meats one time, and then fast from eating chicken and red meats, and then tack on fish, and then tack on eggs. Just every time you do it, you take like baby steps. Perfectly great.
Mm-hmm.
So that you can celebrate yourself along the way and not place blame or be harsh on yourself, because that just adds to your stress and it will worsen any symptoms that you're feeling. Take time for yourself.
Yeah.
Another thing, real quick.
Yes, ma'am.
For nursing mothers, your body needs rest. As much rest as you can get. Take the time. Take you a nap. Go to sleep.
Go to sleep.
Go to sleep.
Yeah, if I can add to what you said just before that, I was going to say that de-stressing it's a wobbly line when you de-stress with methods versus de-stressing by just resting. But when you have to go through your everyday and you can't take too much time to yourself, because you want to take care of certain things and you want to be responsible for certain things, which we all do. We all pick our life. We all live our life, and so we make choices. But to not place blame on yourself for not moving fast enough, to not place blame on yourself for not losing enough weight when you may come across some sort of plateau for how low you go before it just hurts or something like that.
It's normal to gain weight in your predicament. Sorry.
It's okay. And not being very afraid of some of the things that happen if you do choose to go ahead and fast, because you might experience some withdrawal symptoms including thoughts and emotions that catch you off guard.
All that baggage might just come up.
It's a sticky road with this topic here that I'm getting ready to bring up, but there is substantial evidence pointing to the animals that are slaughtered for the consumption via food are usually very stressed at the time of death, and that's the energy the meat carries with it when it ends up on your plate. And that's the meat. That's the energy that comes with the meat that you're putting in your body to get protein and to get other things. And so, just like I said, sitting with yourself. If you're experiencing certain thoughts and certain emotions while fasting, or doing any healthy consumption practices, breaking in between meals substantially so that you can not only digest but also utilize the nutrients from that meal in between meals. And then once you need more energy, then you eat again. You will feel hungry and you will eat again. Things like that. And not blaming yourself for not moving fast enough actually goes right into our third topic today, our third question.
So the next person submitted a question. She said that her biggest wellness concern or challenge right now is acne, and that her goal was to clear scars and acne forever. So as far as acne, the first thing that we can dive into is like the causes of acne. So basically oils and dead skin cells kind of like cluster up under the layer of your skin and form pimples and blackheads and etc. And things that worsen them into scars are stress and lack of sleep, etc. Stress ignites certain hormones in your body called androgens, and they directly
link to the oils
to
in the pores.
Yes, so the forming of your acne.
So while stress might not be a direct cause for the first time you flare up, or a direct cause for exactly why you have acne scientifically with your biochemistry, stress does cause certain chemical reactions that will flare you up or totally worsen a flare up, or totally worsen the conditions for your skin and things like that by releasing these hormones that the oil responds to and clumps up with the dead skin on your face.
So some solutions. There are plenty of studies that talk about the link of diet and how that in certain areas of the world where people have diets that are basically void of a lot of starches and processed sugars, they tend to not have acne at all. So one remedy would be to begin alkalizing your eating habits.
Your body.
Your body as a whole, yeah. So even things as drinking alkaline water, eating foods that are raw fruits and vegetables, like mainly leafy greens.
And fruit.
Yeah,
leafy green
raw
and
fruits
fruit.
and leafy greens that are rich in vitamin B and C. Let's see, what else? Oh, and there's also some herbs, like herb teas. When you brew these teas, you can drink them, and then you can also use them topically, externally, wherever you have acne. And
one of the myths about acne is that it might be caused by, I just have dirty skin,
or
on
that
my
you're
face.
eating greasy foods.
Or eating greasy foods, but in terms of the dirty skin, you should not be using harsh soaps and harsh cleansers to try and cure acne by cleaning, because acne in terms of the skin comes from the inside out, not the outside in. It's a total misconception to think, oh, my acne is being caused by my dirty skin. That's not true. But on the side note of that, if you work around a lot of like fryers and stuff that grease comes out of, or you're touching grease and then you're putting it on your face.
Makeup on your face.
Right, or oily, like she said, oily makeup, or just heavy oily lotion, stuff like that even. And then you might be contributing to your acne from the outside in.
Another contributing factor would be if you take certain medications, like if you're on birth control pills, those help cause acne or strengthen acne if you already have acne.
Hormonal changing, anything that will raise or totally change quickly your level of androgens.
And other medications, like some mental health medications, and a few other things that might be high in testosterone and androgens, could also cause acne. So with the remedies, with the herbs,
right,
we have a few herbs that you can brew into a tea and topically apply or drink.
So first, our herb of the day, blue
Vervain.
vervain. Excuse me.
Because the stress levels will be chill stress levels. And then also chickweed
Can be applied to your acne, and also consumed in
as a
tea,
tea.
or.
Exactly. So with chickweed, it is one of the more powerful ones for any kind of skin problems.
Yeah.
Whatever you got, even if you have like a big old boil on your face, like it will help with that.
Better than toothpaste.
Exactly, or ulcers or things like that, including acne. Like acne is like, oh, okay, cool. So chickweed, also burdock helps with acne and skin problems. So with burdock and chickweed, blue vervain, even yellow dock.
Now yellow dock is hard to get down.
It's really bitter.
It's very bitter in taste.
You can do it.
But you can do it, like
the
she
other
said.
ones taste better, and you know. It's fine.
But yellow dock and chickweed are very, very good for your skin. Anything growth tissue, anything flesh, yellow dock will get you right if you want to, heal from something, or even if you just want a weekly dose of something that's really good. Get you yellow dock, get you some chickweed, brew some tea
Burdock.
for yourself. Burdock root is amazing.
Make sure it's organic.
Please.
Ideally wild crafted, but I mean, hey. Yeah. And you can find all of these herbs that we've been mentioning throughout the show online. And in our blog post, we'll be posting links to different research studies that we found to support, and just giving more information, more background.
Also, de-stress practices like yoga and meditation and things like that have shown to show some quick results when it comes to less flare-ups and less harsh flare-ups of acne, and for reducing weight gain and or helping with weight loss when it comes to yoga, because yoga is directly connected with activating your parasympathetic nervous system, shutting down anything that's calling for too much food or calling for too much consumption. And
yoga and meditation are a great way to start to foster self-awareness practice.
Oh yes. Yoga
but
yoga when done right is a self-awareness practice.
Yeah. But oftentimes it's just made into just strictly fitness, and it's not being brought to center.
Well, that's not what we're doing with it.
So okay, yeah.
You know.
So those are the main
first three
remedies that I would give for acne. So herbs, what you're consuming in your eating habits, your diet.
So some blue vervain, some burdock root, chickweed, yellow dock.
Raw fruits, veg, rich in vitamin B, C.
Look into alkalizing your diet. Maybe having upwards of 40% of your weekly diet be alkaline foods. We'll have a chart available for you in the blog post.
And then also some awareness practices like meditating, or that's really just sitting with yourself and observing yourself, or yoga. So
higher leafy greens, high water content food, vegetables and fruits.
Fresh stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and it's really easy to find out what foods have high water content. So pretty much a Google search away, or internet search away, or a book away.
Yes. So the next person, which is going to be the last question that we'll be answering today, for the sake of time, is revolving around healthy eating habits. And ironically enough, we've already kind of talked about a lot of it. But
so we can just cover some stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But I'll go ahead and read her submission for her single biggest wellness concern or challenge right now. And let's see. Okay, so she says she's struggling with gaining weight. She was raised omnivore wanting to go vegetarian, but she's been lazy / afraid to do so. Right now, she's been limiting or trying to avoid meat intake, and this diet that she has is an issue for her because it's tied to her morals and morality. She doesn't believe that eating flesh is moral, and but yet she's addicted to it. So there's that, and then her major goal.
She says she might be addicted to it.
She guesses right now. And then her major goal is to have peace, clean energy, moral clarity, physical vitality, flexibility, and endurance. Right on.
So I want to have you lead this, and I'll.
Okay. So some of the remedies that would apply that we've already kind of started to mention were the starting to incorporate more raw fruits, fresh fruits, and leafy greens, other veggies into your diet. So tack on 40% of your diet, just add it on a little bit. That are rich in vitamin B's, B complex, and vitamin C. Also, the tidbit about
letting your food digest.
Yes. So intermittent fasting. So allowing sufficient amount of time, depending on what you've eaten, for it to pass through your digestive system, so it can absorb what it needs and then let the rest go out without it fermenting or going rancid in your body. Right on.
Fasting in stages, like we talked about earlier. Raised omnivore. So if
talk
you
about yourself when you were raised.
I was raised omnivore. So how I do it, how I've done it, in terms of a transitioning from eating McDonald's whenever I can and maybe a salad here and there to how I eat today, is basically through time sitting with myself sitting with myself after I've just eaten, sitting with myself right before I eat, sitting with myself and listening to my body a couple hours after I've eaten or an hour after I've eaten to see what my gut is doing, what it's telling me, what it's telling me about what I'm thinking about. So being conscious, just bringing awareness to your eating habits, whatever they are today, right now, without judgment, without, oh, I'm so horrible. No, you're not. You are a whole universe, and so you are great. But just being able to bring awareness to, okay, this is how I like to eat. And I know this not from just thinking about it. I know this because I've been watching it for the last 2 months intentionally. This is what I like to eat for taste. This is what I eat in emergency. I need some nutrients because I've been doing too much taste. And even some medicine you might want to throw in that category. Okay, this is what I want to consume after I feel like I've been doing too much taste-based eating. And then this is how I feel when I haven't eaten for a while, but the last thing I ate was really, really healthy, or if they haven't eaten for a while, the last thing I ate was really, really... And you get...
Start to keep track of that.
Go ahead.
And how what you're consuming makes you feel, like the feelings.
Yeah, and so it leads to fasting in stages because okay, so I want to cut 80% out. I work in big numbers. I'm a big thinker. You do it at your own pace,
your terms.
But for me, let's say, okay, I want to cut out 80% of what I eat solely for taste and replace that 80% with some percentage up here for fruits and vegetables that are raw, and then some down here for fruits and vegetables that are healthy but cooked and stuff like that. Or I'll do, I'll cut out, or I've cut out, okay, for taste, within that, I'm going to cut out all pork and red meat, for 2 months. And after those 2 months, if I'm okay with how I'm eating in the now after those 2 months, then I'll see about cutting something else out in taste. And there's baby steps in all of the
thing is,
all of the stages.
You don't need to sacrifice taste to eat healthy, and that's
Not
like
at
a
all.
misconception.
Yeah.
And when you're eating healthier and you're starting to be like, okay, no, I'm determined, I'm doing this. This is what's happening. It's a priority in my life right now. You'll find recipes and you'll find recommendations from people for foods that are surprisingly very great tasting,
that you haven't maybe thought about yet.
That maybe wasn't even on your radar.
Mm-hmm.
But now that you've opened yourself up to that possibility and you've kind of dedicated yourself to, hey, I'm putting my health first and my own well-being first, and that's just what that is, then things open up for you at that time.
Mm-hmm. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Yeah.
If that teacher comes in the form of food, then that teacher will come in the form of new foods that aid you. And I want to say that something from personal experience, although I can't guarantee this for anybody else, but for me, my taste buds have changed two or three times in the last year alone. Meaning I know that in a short period, shortly ago, I did not like this, and this healthy food, and now I enjoy the taste of this, and this healthy food.
I can
just
say
from
the
personal
same thing,
experience, but I experiment with keeping certain thoughts, keeping certain trains of thought, cycling out certain old habitual trains of thought and things like that. So it depends on how much you involve yourself with your well-being.
Involvement, yes.
Yeah, that will dictate how fast you get results and how extreme the results are, because energy basically goes where
energy flows.
Energy flows where you put it, what direction you push it to. That's what's going to grow. Mm-hmm. And so,
one other thing
that's from personal experience.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to share a quote.
my quote. I said, as we were talking about this episode, one of the things I just said, and she said, write that down, was the only thing you can do is be better than yesterday.
Yes.
And I don't literally mean you should strive to look at who you were yesterday and look down upon him or her. And
compare and point fingers.
Oh, I used to be such a... No. But it means the only thing you can do is be better than yesterday. It means right now, do I want to be, and you say this to yourself, you know what I'm saying? Right now, do I want to be the exact same as I was yesterday? A little bit better than I was yesterday? You don't even waste your time asking yourself, do I want to waste time being worse than I was yesterday? But little questions like that show you that the words in the quote itself don't really mean much, and it's the meaning behind the whole statement. The only thing you can do, the only one thing you can do is be better than yesterday, sort of points to okay, well, what does that feel like when I say that to myself? And to me, it feels like I have an opportunity to either improve, grow, or expand in any area that I choose in my life right now.
And really, yes, I loved how you said expand. Most people go to failure, but failure is really just feedback and opportunities for growth and expansion.
Exactly.
So, there you go. Right on. So, to wrap up the entire episode...
thank you so much for watching to the end.
Yeah. It was long, but we know that it was packed with information.
Yeah, we hope that you're able to implement some of the things, and that you can get back to us maybe with some results. We will be in contact with those who have submitted questions so far. We would love for you guys watching that didn't submit questions to go ahead and hit the
and do so. There'll be
Ufulu
a
Child
link.
fan page, and
There'll be a link.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it in the description and in the blog post, so that you can just click on the link and submit your question. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
All right.
Yeah, and also if you do want updates and you found this helpful, or you know somebody that would find this information helpful, please do also join our VIP list, and I'll have the link to that as well.
So keep all of the links.
To get more of this kind of content, to get more updates on future videos that we do on wellness, and blog posts, just free content that's helpful, basically. Yeah.
All right, freedom seekers, repeat after me. I create my own well-being.
I create my own well-being.
I define my own destiny.
I define my own destiny.
I live for freedom.
I live for freedom.
I am free to be.
I am free to be.
And that makes me a freedom seeker.
And that makes me a freedom seeker. And that makes you
a freedom seeker.
We love you. Thank you so much. Love and hugs. Tensi from UfuluChild.com and
Soul Expression of UfuluChild.com.
And we'll see you next time, loves. Peace.
Peace.